Well, the value of land is determined by, well, land purely defined is location. And the value of a location is determined by the locations around it. So if I have an acre of ground in the middle of a city, it's worth a lot more to people to buy than an acre of ground in the middle of the countryside. But that value is because of the nearby location, the city instead of the country, you see. So it's society that makes value, and society therefore owns land. You could say then, if you like, all land is owned by the state. Ownership is a principle of man. Animals don't seem to have it, although they do tend towards territory. And you don't go near a pokeko's nest when the young ones are there, do you? They'll attack you. But what you put on the land, the improvements, well, that's something you did. And therefore, in some sense, you have a right to its benefit. So that belongs to you. Now, the improvements on the land are in some sense tied to the land. You can sell these. But of course you can't transfer it unless the land is transferred. So you have the right to hold the land and therefore benefit from its advantages, except the advantages that pertain to that which comes from the society location around it. And that belongs to society. And they should be reimbursed accordingly. So the rates on the pure land, the location, go to society. And society, being the sum total of people, for simplicity, divided by the number of people, and that share of the rates, we'll call it, goes to you. And the rates are the charge made on the pure location. Simply put, the rates are the income that comes from a certain charging plan that makes the transfer price of the land constant throughout the country.
As I put the rate on land up, the price at which the land itself is selling for starts to fall. And if I continue to adjust all rates accordingly, such that the land price throughout the country approaches zero, I know that I have transferred all the economic rent of land, namely the advantages of location, to the state. This might be more money than you need, so instead you might have a positive sale price of land in your society. For argument's sake, $1,000 per acre, per hectare, whatever. When the price rises above this, in other words, what people are willing to pay for the actual land, then you raise the rates on that piece of land. Or if the price falls below this $1,000 per hectare, say, then you reduce the rates so that the price rises back to the level at which you want land to sell at. In which case you're leaving some of the pure rent to the landowner. Should I say legally now, they're not the owner, but they are the occupier. The point is, the land is in location is in fixed supply. Locations are what locations are until reclaimed land, say, or marginal land that now comes into considered use. Now, to be reasonable, landowners hardly rejoice at this procedure, in which case you aim for quite simply a higher price per acre, not 1,000, but for argument's sake, 100,000 per acre. Land below this figure, on its actual land, we mean, of course, and being strict here. In other words, location minus the improvements, buildings and what have you, is, well, not charged rates. It's not rateable land. Hence, our rating system does not alter the actual supply of usable land as regards the market indicators.